Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue dans cette édition. How Angeline is going to be contributing to the program as well. Good morning, Angeline.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nelly, for this invitation. For many years, we have shared together strong belief about creation, transmission, and cultural responsibility. So today I want to speak about luxury. Not as a dream, not as a perfect image, but as a responsibility. And because today creating is not longer only an artistic act, it's also a cultural act. And I know also an economic act is sometimes even a political.
Wow, amazing. That's really powerful to just start this one. Definitely agree with you. Creating today is far beyond creativity. It's definitely an economic, a political act, and a social act as well. And I love that you starting like that because when we get in to know you, we will also see the meaning. Because a lot of people say luxury, luxury, luxury. But at the end of
Yeah,
the day, what is luxury? So
yeah,
please, dear, can you introduce yourself again? Tell us a
yeah.
little bit about you, your education, your experience, your vision for Africa and its creatives.
Yes. My name is Angeline Dangelser. I am fashion designer and artistic director. I have been living in Casablanca in Morocco for 10 years. And I work between Morocco and France, the intersection of heritage, contemporary creation, and the luxury economy. I was born in Alsace, eastern France. It's very close to Germany, and this region with a strong tradition and craftsmanship. Since my childhood, I love drawing and making things with my hand. And very early, I understood something important. I don't just love objects, I love the meaning inside objects. My studies began with the visual arts. Then I trained a technical sewing before. It's very technique, comment dire, school. And after that, I entered a preparatory program in applied art for joining École du Perret in Paris. I'm very support this school. For me, one of beautiful fashion school in the world. Even at that time, was already asking how can heritage become modern value. Today, my vision for an African creative space is clear. Africa is not only a place of inspiration here in Morocco for me, it's a place of production, innovation, and the future luxury.
Wow, I love the fact that you linking tradition and meaning with heritage and also linking a little bit how your exploration of the space began and also how you see the African space and also the Moroccan space where you are based, where you're working. I think those are very powerful value to really kickstart this topic. The topic is really about luxury and heritage. How do you break it into international codes? Because I think when people see international brands, big brands, they just
Yes,
imagine something out of luxury. So, can you introduce a little bit more about
my
your
journey.
journey to
Yeah.
creativity in Africa?
Before, during my study, I have a decisive encounter. I become apprentice to Maurice Arnoux in Paris. And almost 100 years old, it's my beginning. He taught me passion, repetition, precision. And he told me one day, you won't build a cathedral before knowing to place a single brick. Yes, I was crazy. I was young and with many creative idea. So I learned that luxury, it's time made visible. Later, I also studied in China And briefly, I work for the fast fashion. That experience showed me the opposite of what I wanted. Everything is so fast, so cheap, so replaceable. And I realized I was searching for fashion, and just not fashion, métier d'art. My professional journey continued after in a major luxury house. I was very, lucky for that. At Jean-Paul Gaultier, for my first experience, I worked in the leather good prototype atelier for the runway. Ensuite, at Prada, between Paris and Milano. I work between these two countries on the small leather goods and the special project brand. This maison is very hard because it's structured and rigor. It's like army. It's worse than the movie. And my big one luxury experience was with Donatella Versace. As a senior designer, I designed jewelry for the runway show and the special pieces. The very important point for this experience, I studied the archives of Gianni Versace just after died, taught me that heritage is a creative inspiration and rules for luxury. After that, I come Morocco alone, just by passion and for working with craftsmanship. I coming in Morocco with 2 suitcases and my cat. But after I staying for love, and now I have 5 cats, 1 kid, and one husband. So I'm very
Amazing.
happy. Yes. In Morocco, I discovered that craftsmanship is not something kept in museum. It's a part of everyday life here. Later, I managed manufacturing in Morocco for premium and luxury brands. And this required adapting luxury standard here to the local teams because sometimes a person don't have education. So for building luxury, it's another process like in Europe. I work for many international brands like Tory Burch, Alexander Wang, Michael Kors, and especially for Balmain in Paris, for fashion show prototype and ready to wear. It's very, exigeant in French. It's a big, you need to be perfect for this house. And in Morocco, it's a big challenge. I spent time inside leather workshop, watching artisan cut, stitch, sewing. I shape material with an incredible precision of the brands. I work closely weaving an embroidery atelier because Morocco is have a large panel of métiers d'art. And at the same time, I become involved in transmission myself. I taught and shared my experience with students, like the Academy of Traditional Art. It's a school of the Mosquée Hassan II of Casablanca, and also for the future engineer in the textile school in Casablanca. And for me, this moment were very important to la transmission. It's natural for professional to give something and skills. I understand something essential after 10 years here. In Morocco, craftsmanship is not frozen in the past, is alive, evolving and deeply connected to territory and daily life. Daily life is artisanat, métier d'art, and wow, I live for this. And it's a very a true energy. And it's a powerful place for me in the future of global luxury. It's here in Morocco, like Italy, like France, and I'm very happy.
That's really interesting. I mean, like, thank you so much for for giving us an overview of the different houses you've worked with. Now, just like understanding a little bit your journey, how you work from Paris to Milan to now Casablanca. It's really like showing there's a common thread among all the houses who are thriving for to bring product to market and also thriving to tell a compelling story that carries the heritage of the house, but also carries the heritage of the territory they're operating on. Because most of those houses, when they travel to those places, also take a lot of inspiration from those places, and that's why also sometimes we feel as Africans, our culture is being appropriated by these big houses because they tap
Yeah.
into what they see and they create something new to continue to exist in this creative world. But I really love that you're saying some houses like armies, it's very structured,
Yeah.
it's very strict, the rigor is very present because sometimes when we're thinking of creativity, we are thinking, people are just like this, it's fun, it's cool. And I like that you
No.
pinpointing structure and rigor because to build a house that functions, you have a lot of operation to manage, and you can't manage thousands of people if you just go at it casually and being
No.
reckless. And that's one part of the program that we really want to insist on as well, is that a company functions because it has a structure, it has a rhythm, it
Yeah.
has a cadence, and everybody can follow the cadence. I'm not saying we have to be military or be like the army, but I'm saying
Yeah.
creativity
It's
needs
very
to be
important.
structured. Exactly. Creativity needs to be structured. So, can you talk to us about your latest project, the latest project that you've been working on recently? And then tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah, yes. It's very interesting because many maisons de luxe call me for like sourcing, production, or mission, like Loewe, RS, and also atelier connected by Chanel, Verneuil-en-Alate. I don't know if you it's embroidery and a special leather good product. It's very
Okay.
luxury industry. And I also collaborate with the women of cooperative. My work is to connect this, but also to make process in place for to have the comment dire, luxury condition, but also human and right condition in other part here in Morocco. I working with this cooperative revealed another dimension of luxury. It's not only excellence of craft. It's a social dignity and economic empowerment. But we have need structure. So, like you talk. For example, with Loewe, we worked of transforming dead stock of textile and using a special technique, or how you cut the rouleau, je sais pas comment on dit, the rolls of textile, the fabrics.
Yeah, the
And
rolls of fabrics. Yeah.
we use the Moroccan techniques, the boucherit. It's weaving with pieces of fabrics. And this is in collaboration because we work with women with technical, ancestral technical, but it's not an appropriation because the comment dire, the it's fluid and the brand says we work with this cooperative, we work with these girls. This is very important, and this is also the cultural transformation, cooperation between the country, between the heritage, and between the technique.
That's very, I think not all the big houses of course are appropriating culture,
Yes, of course.
and a lot of houses have that approach of collaborating, and then they articulate it as well. They talk about the places they go, they talk about the exploration of the creative process. They show the behind the scene to help us admirer, consumers, professional in the space, to also understand and share the knowledge that they're discovering with them. So I definitely agree with you. Not all company are appropriating culture. for those who are really like humanly very well connected, they really always try to tell the story behind the hands, to really show the value behind the hands. Um, so,
Mm.
in your perspective, because I know that for many people, when you say luxury, they see fancy things, shiny store, expensive products, but behind the scene, from your perspective, you're working
Yeah.
more like with artisans on old techniques, on specific craftsmanship, in very little villages, with people who sometimes don't even speak, fluently French or English. So, I want to know, what is luxury from your perspective, from the perspective you're standing on, and the experience you've been having working behind the scene for very big names in the industry.
But for a long time, luxury was defined by high price, rarity, and visible logo. It was about a statue,
The
about showing
status, yeah.
power. Sorry. But today, the model is changing completely in a world of overproduction and fast consummation. Price alone does not create value. And from my perspective, especially from I look at Africa, luxury has another meaning. Luxury is time made visible, a time to learn gesture, time to master a technique, time to respect the material is very important, and time to transmit knowledge to the next generation. And is the same problem in France for the apprentice, and here also in Morocco. Young people don't like this work, and many formation here are in school new for make the transmission in jewelry, weaving, sewing, and also other art. I remember when you coming in Morocco, we visiting the Mosque Hassan. It
Yes,
was
I
very
do. Mm.
interesting to have this beautiful mosque, and in front the school of this métier d'art. And this is the comment dire préserver. I don't know. Pre-
Preserve, preserve, preserve.
preserve this treasure, and it's very important. And the Morocco has understand this. The keep the patrimoine is very important. On the African continent, time is still part of the creative process. Many techniques are not industrial; they are just human rhythm, slowly, very slowly. We need time for this. It's not speed, not noise, not excess. It's just a responsibility. Today we have artisan, we have material, we have culture. All is the future of luxury for me. The true luxury today in creating an ecosystem where the entire chain is respected by the zero material, with the people and also with the customer. Comment dire? All steps of this chain need to respect it, like the quality, the deadline. It's another problem here when you work with artisan, because
Yeah.
it's no comment dire, it's not a connection
Conceptually, yeah, it's not a
deadline
concept
or
that they value.
yes, or also the cahier de charge. I don't know in English. Cahier de charge. It's not the tech pack. It's the cahier
Let's
de
say
charge. Is
like
very
a list
easy.
of requirement. Yeah, the list of
Yeah,
requirements. They
like
don't.
for
They don't.
Balmain, the cahier de charge is like this. It's too complicated for a small artisan. So the ecosystem and the structure is very important. Just sending a production at time, it's the base. So, alors, especially in Africa, luxury must not reproduce old extractive system. It must build new balanced structures. It's very different to like in Italy, France, and other country. It's mean creating a platform that is fair, transparent, also sustainable, and this system where creativity, heritage, and economy work together. And this is for me the future of luxury in Africa.
Well, I think if you say exactly that, it means the future of luxury, as you're describing it, is in Africa. On a lot of continents today, everything became mechanic, everything has been industrialized. We no longer value time. We count time and say, how quickly can you do this? How quickly can you do that? And I think you've been stressing the fact that luxury is the time to transmit a
Yeah,
knowledge to somebody. It's the time to pick the right material. It's the time to experience different things. And I love that you're talking about this whole ecosystem, the platform, the people, because it makes us realize how much, even if we are in the era of AI, everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will
no,
never be able to outspace,
just
her hands, what we are able to do with our hands and with the feelings and with the touch and the gesture and all of that. And I
yeah,
totally agree with you. That's why sometimes for me it's even difficult to talk about luxury on global marketplaces, because in people's mind it's all about price tag, shiny object, and high prices. And I'm like, no, it's really
yeah,
not about that. And luxury is not only a big name in the big in the high street. It's really about those little things in the villages that are precious. And I agree with you. We should go far beyond the extractive of material in Africa and really focus on people and the time and the story they are trying to tell. And that's why I think there's a huge potential in the African space. And I urge my African brothers to stop shouting appropriation and to focus on promoting culture and promoting tradition, because I think that's the best way we can bring the technique to the table. We can bring the value of
yeah,
knowledge to the table. We can bring the village people to the conversation, because they're not only people from villages, they have knowledge, they have things that are precious. In your opinion, how does heritage become luxury in a global space?
heritage become luxury when it's not frozen, when it's alive, and when it's transmitted and transformed. In a global world where everything can be copied quickly, all is copied. Tout le temps, tout le temps, tout le temps. We cannot be copied is memory, impossible. Culture, gesture, relationship to the country, the land, all is a package. Why this is why African heritage was enormous value, not as a folklore, because we need make the difference with the folklore and heritage. It's not the same thing. It's not just the touristic thing. Many times people, comment dire, mixed together. So the folklore is one thing, heritage and savoir-faire, métiers d'art are very different.
Yeah,
But
I
as a
totally agree.
creative intelligence, yes, yeah.
I love that
And
word, creative intelligence.
mais yes, it's in French, je le dirais autrement, mais voilà, il faut savoir make the part.
I agree. Folklore
And
on one side, creative intelligence on another, but creative intelligence means memory, culture, gesture, relationship to the territory, to the land, everybody coming together to create something unique and share that with the rest of the world. So I totally agree. And I think that relationship to the rest of the world is also, how do you bring that story to the global space? How do you tell the story? And how do you make people want to come to that little village to meet those artisans, to, experience
yeah,
something that there's no other place in the world they will experience it but that little village. So I totally agree with you. Do you have few example that you can share so people can realize maybe better if they're having difficulties seeing what we mean?
from
Because I know
Morocco.
we not only Morocco, but Morocco would be a great example. Few example of
Yes, I have a
how
few
heritage
few few
becomes luxury.
examples. Yes, because Morocco offers extraordinary example of living heritage, like embroidery from Fez, a sign of Morocco 1,000 year, because it was born in the first imperial city of the kingdom. Style is known for very fine details and small pattern in a polygon shape. Also, the city of Azmour style is called Tarz Zemouri. I don't know, it's just in Arabic, but is often made on a cotton fabric. Artisans usually decorate pieces of clothes no longer than 2 meters, but drawing animal of creature like dragon, and more inspired of the past Portuguese invasion. So a lot of history, and the favorite color are blue and red. We have the Meknes, another city. Stitch keeps an Amazigh touch. Amazigh are people of the mountains. On dit Berber, but Amazigh, by the mix and harmony of colors, and that highlight patterns drawn in black and dark red. It's beautiful. In anti-atlas, we have natural dyeing with technique of woven wool, all with from dye plants, so very natural. We have also renda. It's a fine needle. This work is very, very delicate, unique in the world. It's beautiful. It's like lace, but more small. We have a sfifa, trimmings made of silk, and thread of bread scali in the malem. M in Arabic, it's the master. The malem woman and men are the master of métier d'art. It's very, very high level, the top of the top. We have also the rugs, the carpets, the very special technique of weaving. It's the famous for high quality and color, and crafted by women, and transmit the generation by generation. We have also the kilim carpet, plate weaving with a special note, with also graphic design, et each tribute, je sais pas si tribute, les tribus, have
Yeah, tribe.
a
Yeah.
different pattern and sign for express the culture. It's very interesting. We have the Boucharit. This is very interesting because very connected also today with upcycled comment dire fabric, because it's just pieces of old fabrics, and the woman weaves with this part of textile. We have embroidery on leather. It's very important. Morocco is a leather country. D'ailleurs, on dit
Mm-hmm.
maroquinerie.
Mm.
La maroquinerie vient de Moroccanerie.
Wow.
Leather
I didn't
goods.
know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Eh
Okay.
si. Un maroquinier vient du Moroccan.
Mm. Mm.
It's very, very ancient. So embroidery on leather, also sculpting on leather. It's very
Yeah.
beautiful, sculpting and after dyeing. Yes,
Okay.
it's not only for the fashion, it's also for cavalier and all stuff for decoration in
Okay.
leather.
Okay.
So we have dinanderie on filigree.
Mm.
Filigree, it's for the jewelry. In Morocco, we have a lot of techniques for jewelry. Filigree is a traditional technique used mainly in the cities of Essaouira and Tiznit in the south. It is jewelry making method where metal is stretched, yes, comment dire, curly. I don't know. It's very,
Twitched
very
and curled. Yeah.
precious. Yes. After design, small design is very, very beautiful. And the artisan, yes, twist the spiral and shape inside with the metal.
Wow. So
It's
many.
Yes, it's very. My list is like this. It's very interesting. We have marquetry with the wood. It's on craft with a tuya or a lemon wood. It's the cutting of small pieces of wood for create a geometrical pattern.
Shapes.
So for shape, yes, it's very voilà. It's marks to move from luxury of display. I know, I mean, it's not recognized at just a level. For me, it's luxury, luxury in France, luxury in Italy. The level is very, very high.
I think there's a discrepancy between the level of detail, the level of high technique that can be found in Morocco and also be found in many other African countries, but
Yeah,
they don't have the status or they don't have the value on the market of other techniques that you can find in France or you can find in Italy. Because I think it's just because we haven't done a lot of promotion behind it. And I think that's the work we're trying to do also with her program to give self confidence to creative founders to go to those little villages, to go to those places, to talk to the artisans, to use and choose the techniques as the DNA and the essence of their brand, and to take the time to talk about the heritage, to show the people, to show the
yeah,
places. And that's what bring the value, because sometimes people think that it's only the beautiful store on Champs-Élysées or on Fifth Avenue or Plaza de Marco
yeah,
in Italy that give the value. But no, it's the time, it's the space we give to those tradition and techniques that brings the value to the table. And thank you so much for all those many examples that you have only from Morocco. So if we are taking like maybe a country like Senegal, we look at the
yeah,
Casamance technique of, we look at the marqueterie that they also do a lot in
yeah,
Cameroon. We look in Niger with the filigree. Probably is the same technique because a lot of people used to the migration of people who went to Niger. They're very
yes.
similar to the Berber, you know, to the Amazigh, and we just don't know the story
But
of
the roots
Africa
are the
enough.
same.
Exactly. So in terms of potential and value, techniques, tradition of heritage
It's
of
enormous.
it's enormous. And I just wish there were more designers taking the time to explore that. Because when I see another African designer, sorry, I don't like to say necessarily African designer, but another designer from Africa taking the same typical thing and bring it to the market and say, "Oh, I have a brand." And I'm like, "Come on, guys, stop being lazy. Go learn. Go take the history book. Go to the villages. Go talk to your
Yes,
grandparents,
business
because
time.
there's more. There's more. Take the time. Take the time and do the work." I'm very excited about your masterclass. I think I'm gonna be like a
Yeah.
child. I'm gonna be learning as well a lot from you in the program. So just to give more context to people who are joining us who are not familiar with the program and maybe will not know about what we're
Um,
talking about, why we're building the program. I just want to take the few minutes to say, okay, this digital program is really about how do you build a heritage brand? How do you tap into heritage to transform it into something that has value in your brand? And the program, as we design it, they're going to be 12 module on
yeah.
structuring your brand. So we're going to be exploring heritage in the first part. In the second part, we're going to be building a brand architecture. And in the third part, we're going to be talking about how you go to market. And on top of, you will have amazing expert like Angeline. They're going to be talking to you about precision in terms of what is heritage, what is luxury, why it is necessary to take the time to build your projects. Because I know time, of course, time is a luxury, but take the time, go research, do the field work, go to the villages,
And
explore what the grandparents couldn't pass on, maybe because, you know,
yes,
globalization, colonization, Chineseization of
all
everything came came around.
it's very
But
important. The
yeah,
history. Mm,
exactly.
yeah.
So let's take the time. So
I'm
Angeline, I'm very
passionate by
excited. Exactly. So Angeline, I'm very excited as you can see. But I want you please tell us tell us what will the participant learn in your class? I know already what I'm going to be learning myself, but I hope they're curious like me.
Yeah.
What are we going to be learning in your class?
Today I want to live with a new definition of luxury. This is the one point, the new definition. I understanding that the heritage is not just the past, it's the strategic. We need this resource. Je sais pas comment le dire, être légitime. On a le droit d'être
Legitimacy.
légitime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And the confidence to create from Africa for the world. It's not just être, comment dire, être fabricant. Designing and
Mhm.
the studio of creation are in Africa. And the most importantly, permission to believe that your roots are not a limitation. They are, comment dire, your strengths, but also the practical and intelligent side, knowing how to engage in dialogue with those who make things happen, those who are the guardian. The guardian, you are the guardian of history, of your history, of our history. It's like this, the secrets. In the first time, tu l'as dit, you know, it's very important to see the archive, connecting with people. We made the artisanal. It's the base before make a business plan. Before all, it's the manipulation, the material, and the comment dire, la base.
It's fundamental. It's fundamental to start from the field, to go in a village, to talk to artisans, to touch the material, to experience the technique, and to understand what bring value to people. Because at the end of the day, I think we think that value is also only what is trending on social media, or what Kardashians are wearing, or what whatever is doing. No, that's not value. Value, precious value, is really
No.
as you said it, and I love that you're saying it, because I think young African creative people, and even creative who are not from Africa but who are willing to tap into the African potential to tell a story, they have the permission to do that from Africa. And they don't need to,
Yeah.
to say we are in France, we're in Paris because it's more fancy. I think the more people are courageous enough to go to little villages and say, oh, I was in Corogo, in Cote d'Ivoire, and I met this artisan. They're doing something exceptional, and I want to tell you the story behind
Mm,
it. That's courage. And I would love for more designers to be courageous like that. Take the time, go to those
allez,
places and tell those stories, because at the end of the day, that is true luxury. And I can't wait to be in your class, because I know that I think we already share the same definition of luxury, but I know that you will emphasize again more on my beliefs, and it will strengthen as well my belief of what is luxury in this era where everything is fast, everything is about money, everything is about AI.
yeah.
Slow down, take a breath, take the time, experience things. That's luxury, and I love that you're saying it, and I love that our participants to the program would also have the chance to hear from you and your experience. So, if we wanted to conclude a little bit our conversation this morning,
Yeah.
and maybe I don't know how many people are online, if they want to ask few questions to us, what will be your conclusion?
My conclusion is Africa is the future of luxury, definitely, and will not be decided only historic capital, tu l'as dit, and it will grow where cultures are alive, where skills are transmitted. It's very important, the passation, and where material are respected. This is the second point. And maybe true luxury today is simply this: creating with care, creating with heart, and creating with responsibility. So, and the roots of this future are already alive here in Africa. And for me, I stay here because the future will be enormous. So thank you, Shukran. I'm very
Thank you
happy
so
to
much.
have this discussion
Thank you.
with you,
Thank you.
Nelly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Angeline. I'm always learning when I'm having conversation with you. And I remember when I came to Morocco last December when you invited me. You didn't talk a lot about La Belle Wed and what you
Yeah.
do, but I think the projects that you're carrying are very powerful, strong projects. They're very like projects of the future for the creative space, for Mitida, for conscious
Yeah.
creativity in a time of a lot of push for technology and a lot of push for artificial intelligence. And I think you talked about something earlier that I want us to maybe take away from this is what creative intelligence is. Creative intelligence is far beyond only the creativity part of it. It's really about
Yeah.
the people, it's really about the places, and it's really about a platform we create to make all those components
Hmm.
work together. So thank you so much for your time. I'm
Yes,
just
we
going
need
to
to
say
work together.
exactly. If
Yes,
you
it's
people
very
have
interesting,
questions,
Sally. It's the best.
sorry.
No, no, I don't understand. Who had the guest question? You? No.
No, no, no. I was just asking to people if they had questions. I don't have any
Yeah.
questions. I just say people the comment that I have is like thank you for the exchange of quality. Merci pour cet échange de qualité. So people are loving it, I guess. So if there are more questions or more comments, guys, we're happy to take few questions. I know it's Sunday. I know everybody has many, many things to do.
Yes. Also, it's Ramadan, so it's very early here in Morocco
Oh yes, I
because
know.
and we have 1 hour less, so
We I think
it's
I
very
think we
quiet.
yes, I think we shared a lot of quality content to people. But this is just the tip of the iceberg of the time we will have with you in the masterclass. So I can't
Mhm.
really wait for it. Maybe I was thinking with my team, maybe we will open the masterclass to more people than just the participant to the program because I'm very proud of the quality of the professional that I'm bringing to the table. Like, okay, maybe we should
Yeah,
spread a little
yeah.
bit,
Thank
we should
you.
extend, we should share because all of you guys, what you do, I think it's very powerful. You're not on journeys of making a lot of money. You're really on journey on transforming the mindset of people, transforming the way we see creativity. And I think that's the most powerful thing we can wish for as expert in this space. We need people of substance. And I think you are few people among those people of, substance.
I
They're not
love
talk
this
they're
question.
not talking they're not
I,
talking bullshit. Sorry, excuse my French. But they're talking reality. They're
yeah, yeah.
talking experience from the field. They're not talking fancy words. They're talking really things that are important. So we have few comments. We have another thank you for an insightful session. So thank you again, Angeline. So thank you everybody for joining us this morning. I'm gonna close the live here. We will have the replay of the live coming to you very soon. And then I have my team working on it, editing the content. So you will have all the live. So far, we had a Fatu talking about heritage as well from Niger. Mam Kani talking about understanding your consumers in 2026 and bringing to the table something that matches their expectation. Today we had Angeline talking about luxury and heritage and how do you transform luxury for global marketplaces with global codes. Next week we'll have Davis Johnson. He will be talking about TikTok because he's an executive from TikTok. And I know it's another generation. Even me, I don't understand that world of TikTok. I'm very lost. And I told him, like, I can't wait to have your masterclass because when I look at TikTok and the virality of things on TikTok, I'm just like, am I old? Am I too old for this generation? Because I don't understand. We will have the
Me
chance
too.
with Davis. Davis will talk to us about this generation. How do you build community online? And he will talk about something that is very also interesting. It's really about the TikTok shop component. Like, you've seen maybe people doing shopping
Mm.
live shopping. And I'm very intrigued by those techniques. And I was very curious about it. So he will be talking about it as well. So I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning and tell everybody, let's meet again next week for another live. Thank you, Angeline. Can't wait to be in your class. Shukran as well. And I wish you a peaceful Ramadan. I know Ramadan is a challenging time in Arabic countries, and I hope everything goes well. All my love, kisses, and talk to you. À bientôt.